The mandibular nerve, V3, is the largest of the three divisions of the trigeminal nerve, the fifth cranial nerve, CNV. Structure. The large sensory root emerges from the lateral part of the trigeminal ganglion and exits the cranial cavity through the foramen ovale. The small motor root of the trigeminal nerve passes under the ganglion and through the foramen ovale to unite with the sensory root just outside the skull. The mandibular nerve immediately passes between tensor veli palatini, which is medial, and lateral pterygoid, which is lateral, and gives off a meningeal branch, nervus spinaceus, and the nerve to medial pterygoid from its medial side. The nerve then divides into a small anterior and large posterior trunk. The anterior division gives off branches to the four main muscles of mastication and a buccal branch which is sensory to the cheek. The posterior division gives off three main sensory branches, the auriculotemporal, lingual and inferior alveolar nerves and motor fibers to supply mylohyoid and the anterior belly of the digastric muscle. Branches. The mandibular nerve gives off the following branches. From the main trunk of the nerve, before the division. Muscular branches, which are efferent nerves for the medial pterygoid, tensor tympani, and tensor veli palatini muscles, motor. Meningeal branch, a sensory nerve. From the anterior division. Masseteric nerve, motor. Deep temporal nerves, anterior and posterior, motor. Buccal nerve, a sensory nerve. Lateral pterygoid nerve, motor. From the posterior division. Auriculotemporal nerve, a sensory nerve. Lingual nerve, a sensory nerve. Inferior alveolar nerve, a motor nerve and a sensory nerve, gives off the nerve to mylohyoid, a motor nerve, also supplies the anterior belly of digastric. Supplies. The mandibular nerve innervates. Anterior division. Motor innervation, muscles of mastication. Masseteric nerve. Masseter. Medial pterygoid nerve. Medial pterygoid. Tensor tympani. Tensor veli palatini nerve. Tensor veli palatini. Nervus spinaceus, sensory, from foramen spinaceum. Lateral pterygoid nerve. Lateral pterygoid. Deep temporal nerve. Temporalis. Sensory innervation. Buccal nerve. Inside of the cheek, buccal mucosa. Posterior division. Lingual split. Sensory innervation, not taste. Anterior 2/3 of tongue, mucous membrane. Inferior alveolar split. Motor innervation. Mylohyoid. Digastric, anterior belly. Sensory innervation. Teeth and mucoperiosteum of mandibular teeth. Chin and lower lip. Auriculotemporal split. Scalp, auricula/temporal region.
Please subscribe and thanks for watching.